Okay, congratulations, good news. You don't need a label. You don't need a record deal in order to be the artist you want to be. You don't need a record deal anymore in order to chart on the Billboard 200. You don't need a record deal in order to chart on the Hot 100. You don't need a record deal to have a hot album or do shows or be a household name or make your mama proud or whatever vision of success you have. But what you do need is a team. What you do need is knowledge of the industry. And what you do need is promotion and relationships. And in the past, that's what record labels provided. Really, what you have to understand is a record label at the base is a promotional arm. It's a way to get recording time and front you money so that you can record the great album. And it's a way to build connections. You can have other artists on the label that you do songs with. You can have a promotional team that'll get you in certain venues, booking agents, all of that. So really what you got to understand is, yes, you can get off the record label's dick. You don't have to spend the rest of your life stressing if I don't have a record deal or the only reason I'm making the song is for that one day that I signed across that dotted line. You don't need to think that anymore. But what you do need to do is prepare yourself to replace what the record label would do for you one way or the other. Build a team. So really think about this. Let's say that you're one of these fucking deal people, or you've been listening to all these indie artists that are really successful. I'm talking about Chance the Rapper, Young M.A., 21 Savage. You know all these names. They are really popping and they don't have a record deal. But what they do have is a team. What they do have is people doing what the record label would do for them. So don't be in your mom's basement recording this mixtape or in your homie's place getting all burnt up and you got that fire and you're like, fuck a deal, we don't need it. We all indie all the way, but not understand that you're going to need to have somebody doing your promotion. You're going to need somebody booking your shows. You should be focusing on building a team if you're really about this indie life, all right? So what are the first places to start? Definitely have a friend or somebody you can pay to be doing your social media so that you're not spending the time going through, posting all this, doing the artwork, reaching out to fans, responding to comments, all of the things that you would normally do if you were a signed artist and where had somebody, some intern or whoever doing all this. Like, as long as you're indie, since you're really not having some big apparatus like a record label behind you, you're going to need to do that yourself or you're going to need to get somebody to do it. How to Rap. We're, pretty much a small company right now. Currently, I do most of the social media because I understand if I wanted to get a larger apparatus, my version of a record label here is the coaching company, something like investors, people like that, I would need to invest money in it, or I would need to get an intern, stuff like that. So that's a time is money kind of decision you got to make. Secondly, you need to have booking agents or a manager. That could be a friend of yours. Many of the most successful artists in the game, in the world, their friends are their managers. Their friends are really down with them. They learn the game, all of that. But you need to have somebody who can get your bookings, somebody who can get you the meetings. You need to get an agent, things of this nature. Not just, by the way, like agent and booking agent are two different things. But you need to have a team together. All right. So rather than just taking the simple route of being the artist that's just like, fuck a deal, I'm all indie, and not willing to be building networking, relationships, you really need to understand that part of your skill as being that indie artist is the ability to build a team, be a leader. On the other side, you have to understand that you don't need these labels, and don't let them convince you. Part of the reason these labels are still able to sign artists and get all this money and basically ruin careers is because there's still that dream of all I ever wanted to do since I was a little kid in the hood was get signed to so-and-so label, but that's all I want. And so that dream, they're living off it. You go sign your life over, sign all your great music over, and now what? You're not even getting an album released, and they're making all this money. They're recouping all your stuff, and at the end of the day, you're not even getting released half the time. All right. Now, it should be pretty obvious. I don't think I need to have too many examples of the dangers of signing on to a record label. If you're not aware of that, just look up some of your favorite rappers and their whole journey with record labels. I don't want to say names, but think about it. There's a recent rapper that we're all waiting for a new album, and you can imagine that's one of the major dangers. Now, on the other side, you have to think about the successes that we're seeing. And this is only the beginning. This is only Chance, Young M.A., 21 Savage. It's only the beginning. But they all have teams. They all either built a team themselves to their own skill, or they had people that were just really into that. All right. So These are the main things to consider. Get off the record label's dick. You don't need them. But also get off your own dick. Don't think that you're just impervious. You're invincible to the fact that you're gonna have to network, you're gonna have to promote, you're gonna have to book the shows, you're gonna have to do the things necessary to replace what would normally be handled by the record label, especially the majors. And by the way, the last thing I'll say, because I don't think I mentioned it, is when I say record label, I mean major record label, the big names, the Warner Brothers, the Def Jams, all of that. I'm not talking about, some imprint boutique label that belongs to the artist or something that's really small, grassroots. I'm talking mainly about these big, huge 360 deal type of labels. So just keep that in mind. But with that being said, if you're interested in getting personal coaching and getting more personalized advice rather than just a video, be sure to check out our online class, the exclusive group, where I'll coach you directly. Get all the information. When you enter, you get a survey. We really figure out what's going on with your particular career, and then we'll work together. So go check that out in the video description box below if you're into that. Plug, swag. But regardless, hopefully this helps. My name's Drew Morrissey, rap coach extraordinaire, leader of the legends, mentor to the motivated, and this has been How to Rap. Thanks for watching. Peace.